Mwende Gatabaki, David Ndi's wife, was hosted earlier today by TV47, and she made some remarks about bottoms up. So in this video, I want us to listen in to Mwende Gatabaki before we proceed.
Independent. We would say that sometimes in politics we speak as a home. Yeah. We say this is our home and this is where we're inclined to. We all are. It's in the public domain as to where they could be inclined. Could be, and I use the word could be. Yeah. Do we assume that you also are inclined to that direction in as much as you're going into independence?
Let me say I would separate the two in the sense that, for example, in the previous elections, he was actually the advisor of NASA, if you recall that.
So this is work.
Yeah. So first of all, his work is to work with the team which he feels will have an impact in the country. Okay. In the country. Okay, and where he believes that they believe in what they're saying. So this time round, he's in the UDA team. Yeah. He's their strategic advisor. He is actually the initiator, the author, I would say that, of the bottom-up economic model. The first conversation I had with him about running as governor of Kiambu, he's the first person who told me, but remember, bottom-up economics model is not for Kiambu. You know, it's not for, he actually said two places. It's not for Kiambu, it's not for Nakuru. Why? Kiambu is a very wealthy county. How we will grow from where we are already, by the way, in Kenya, I would say a middle class.
A middle class, okay.
Yeah? If we were a country by ourselves, we would be a middle class country.
Okay.
We are already there. This is where all the other counties are aspiring to be. Okay. Bottom-up economic model works for these other counties to get to the level where Kiambu is. So he's very clear in his mind. You know, so his alignment politically does not mean that also his economic thinking. No, actually, not. Yeah. So you can see that now. So he might be in order. I can see how they that model works. I understand it very well, and I can see how it will uplift.
Does it resonate with what you would want to sell for the people, even if it was at a different level aside from Kiambu?
Some, because I'll tell you.
Yes, that's Mwende Gatabaki, David Ndi's wife. David Ndi is widely believed and even rumored that he is the initiator of bottom-up narrative, the narrative William Ruto is currently campaigning on. So the mere fact that Mwende Gatabaki is confirming to the whole nation that bottoms-up was not meant for Kiambu or Nakuru counties, that raises a lot of speculations. And that is so because we've been seeing very close William Ruto allies from those respective counties, Kiambu and also in Nakuru, campaigning very aggressively for bottoms up in those respective counties. Examples are Kimani Chungwa and also Susan Kihika. So in this video, I just want us to have a discussion to see exactly what might be happening behind the scenes. In case you've bumped here for the very first time, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. Yes. From those remarks by Mwende Gatabaki, I'm seeing two things clearly coming out here, which I'm going to explain in details. The first thing, I'm seeing bottoms-up narrative being non-existent. It's just a smart and clever campaign slogan by William Ruto. And then secondly, I'm seeing a David Ndi who most likely is looking for an excuse of dumping William Ruto. Those are two things clearly coming out listening to Mwende Gatabaki. And let's start with the first issue. Yes, bottoms-up narrative is non-existent. I'm saying that because if you look at other leaders, or other leaders in Kenya Kwanza Alliance, there is no leader. Even William Ruto himself, there is no leader who has expressly come out to explain to Kenyans what this bottoms-up narrative is actually about. No leader has actually explained that to Kenyans. And sometimes last year, Alice Wahome, a very close William Ruto ally, tried to explain that, but actually it backfired. She could not explain what bottoms up actually is. And also we have been seeing some other leaders finding it very hard to explain bottoms up narrative. One leader is saying something here today, the other one is saying completely a different thing. So Mwende Gatabaki just confirms that all these things are maybe just a campaign slogan to maybe endear William Ruto to some unsuspecting Kenyans. That's exactly what I'm saying here. And I'm also saying that because, again, if you look at some very close leaders surrounding William Ruto from the mountain, the likes of Kimani Ichung'wah. Kimani Ichung'wah comes from Kikuyu constituency, Kiambu County. Susan Kihika comes from Nakuru. Susan Kihika is contesting for Nakuru gubernatorial seat. And all these leaders have actually been campaigning very aggressively on the platform of bottoms up. And you can now see the initiator, yes, just making it very clear that bottoms up was not meant for Kiambu and Nakuru counties. So you can see there is total confusion in order. They just don't know what this bottoms up is all about. So from where I sit, I'm seeing William Ruto and his team cleverly playing on the naivety, rather on the ignorance of Kenyans, by cheating them that there is something called bottoms up. This is just a clever and a smart political tool, but in my considered opinion, it's non-existent. And then secondly, I'm seeing a David Ndii who might be trying to find an excuse of dumping William Ruto. And I'm saying that because David Ndii is a respected and a renowned economist in Kenya. And when David Ndii was joining William Ruto, I tend to believe that for the time he has been together with William Ruto, he's realizing that he cannot actually fit in William Ruto circles. Yes. So maybe David Ndii is just trying to redeem his image. And I'm saying that because sometimes last year, David Ndii made it very clear to the whole nation that bottoms up was not meant for graduates, but for school dropouts. Those were the exact words David Ndii used last year. And then again last year, David Ndii made it very clear through a Twitter account, and these are things in public domain, or rather in the public domain, that if you want to fight corruption, then that is not Oda's objective. That was David Ndii last year. And you can now see David Ndii's wife actually just confirming in broad daylight that David Ndii told her bottoms up was not for Kiambu and Nakuru counties. So you can see a clear trend, rather a pattern emerging here. Gatabaki is just trying to propagate what David Ndii has actually been propagating. So in my considered opinion, I'm seeing a David Ndii who might just be looking for an excuse of maybe dumping William Ruto. He has just realized that maybe they have some very serious ideological differences with William Ruto. That is something I'm also seeing, ladies and gentlemen. And above all, from those remarks by Mwende Gatabaki, it also just proves the ignorance and naivety of some Kenyan population. Because some Kenyans, as I talk right now, strongly believe that when William Ruto becomes the president, then this thing of bottoms up will actually be realized. And the bottoms up, to a layman's language, they believe that when William Ruto becomes the president, then he will form a government of Mama Mboga, a government of Boda and the lowly in the society. That's the layman's understanding of the bottoms up. And some might actually be looking forward, or rather towards that. But those are just illusions, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Otherwise, just as I did indicate when we were starting, in case you've bumped here for the very first time, and so far you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. And to our fans, our subscribers here, I'm very much humbled, very grateful for the kind of support you are giving me here. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana.